Sudarshanaloka has been a focus for activities in New Zealand since it was opened by Sangharakshita last year. And over the winter solstice last June, there were several ceremonies. A puriri tree has become regarded as sacred because of a strong spiritual presence that many have felt in its shade since a rupa was installed in 1993. However, the rupa seemed inappropriate, and so a pagan shrine was ceremoniously dedicated to receive offerings to love and wisdom by whatever name. The rupa was taken to the stupa and installed there. The events of the winter solstice celebration concluded with a fire puja to Amitabha. The second ordination in New Zealand since the 70s, and the second at Sudarshanaloka, was held in November with Vimoksha Lehis by Sangadevi.
Funny how they always seem to sing.
The following January, at the height of the summer, on the last day of a Going for Refuge retreat led by Sona, who was on his annual visit to New Zealand and Australia, there was another ordination, this time of a vikara.
Here it goes.
In February, Sona also conducted the public ordination of Subhavajri at the women's community in Mount Albert, Auckland, New Zealand.
The two words that came up when I found out that I'd got cancer was real and truth. Those were the two things that I wanted to be able to do with other people, and I wanted other people to be able to do for themselves and with me. I think my predominant preoccupation is with death, that my death is imminent, although I don't actually know when that actually might be. I don't know whether it might be a few months, I don't know if it might be a year or 2 years, I don't know. And at the moment I don't feel ready to even ask that question.
Sure.
But what I do see my life being about is preparing myself for death.
Very, very pleased to welcome everyone, and particularly those people who haven't been to a public ordination before.
I think the question of her ordination arose when Damodara asked her, is there anything that you would really like? Anything, what was the most important thing you would like in life? And she said, I'd like to be ordained. So he approached me and presumably talked to some of the other order members, and people felt that yes, she could be ordained. I've never even thought of ordaining a woman before. I just assumed that as a public preceptor I'd be ordaining men. But being a public preceptor, I felt, well, if someone is effectively going for refuge, I ought to look into the case and see whether she could or should be ordained. I had to also be very careful not to be caught up with the fact that here was someone that was likely to die in the not too distant future. And obviously one can get a bit sentimental about that sort of thing, and you want to give someone what they want as a sort of gift, but you can't do that with ordination. Ordination is a recognition of someone's what someone is doing. They're going for refuge.
Namo tassa,
Namo tassa,
bhagavato arahato,
bhagavato arahato,
samma sambuddhassa,
samma sambuddhassa.
Right from the start, a couple of months ago, I think the thing which I really noticed was how much more I do and I need to live my life in the moment. I've tended to be a planner, and I've tended to think about what I'm going to do in the future and plan what I'm going to do next and next week and next month and so on. And I've actually missed living my life in the moment. I think the thing which has surprised me the most is that now in my life I probably feel the happiest than I ever have done, and that I can't get my head around quite often, because it just seems really bizarre that I should feel that. But I think it is because my life has been just cut down to the simplicity by necessity, really. And that thing about being in the moment, that's all there is. That's all I need to do and concentrate on. And that just gives me great happiness. I saw very clearly that being diagnosed with cancer, that here was an opportunity for me to develop all those things that people have been saying for years that I need to develop, and I've just resisted or thought, well, yeah, all right, but maybe a bit later on or whatever.
Sona, when he began.
Anna Ketu did very well indeed when she announced the name, and it was very, very moving, and I found myself having to wipe away the tears afterwards.
And to me it was like this fire that was there within, refining all the dross, enjoying the beauty around, giving all that beauty to the fire of that diamond. And so we come to the name. And the name is Subhavajri.
Well, Shubha is beauty, and Vajri is diamond thunderbolt. So she who has the beauty of the diamond thunderbolt. As soon as I was given it, I completely loved it. I had this sort of feeling that I'd been really stripped down to my essence, and this is who I truly am. This is my true essence.
Sadhu! Sadhu! Sadhu!
In an ideal world, I'd like to think that everybody was living their life as if they knew that they were dying, and we don't do that. I remember several years ago when I first came to Buddhism, hearing that idea of, well, we don't actually know when we're going to die, and living our life as if we were going to die in the next moment. And I think I did take it on board for a while, but then I lost it. And certainly I've taken it on board again.